Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Hope that you all are having a blessed day today. And as you can see behind me, the new addition to the test plot, the grass is starting to grow. But let me just go ahead and bring you up to speed to let you know where we started from to where we are currently right now. So first and foremost, if you have not seen any of the videos that I've been making about the addition to the test plot, make sure after this video that you go back and check it out. It may be some important information that can be able to help you later on down the road whenever you're doing a total renovation. But when we started out on this particular test plot, we had a lot of trees everywhere, we had a lot of brush everywhere, and I had to start by getting all of those. I mean, come on, I'm trying to do a video here. Thunder over Louisville was yesterday. Guess the fighter jets are going back home. But when I started on this particular edition, we had a lot of trees that I had to go ahead and cut back. We had a lot of brush that I had to go ahead and cut back. And I also had to get up some of the stumps that were in the area that I'm going to be adding the grass seed so that I'm not dealing with that in the future. And when we got to that particular point, I had to add some dirt to kind of level it out just a little bit. Now let me say this. If you are going to be real mowing, it's best that you want to try to get your lawn to be as level as possible. If you want to see a whole process of doing a lawn, getting ready for real mowing, make sure you tune into my brother Turf's channel over at Turf Therapy. He basically took his backyard from being the worst backyard to having one of the best backyards over across the pond, period. So check that video out if you are going to be doing any real mowing. But as far as for me, I'm doing rotary mowing. I'm normally back here cutting around like 3 3/4. Sometimes when it gets severely hot, I'm 4 4 1/4. So trying to get that thing to be extremely level, I didn't really have to worry about that as much, but I did want to level this area out as much as I could. So what I had to bring in was a bunch of dirt. I brought in at least 2 tons of dirt, and I had to try to level it out as much as possible where it was collecting a lot of water in the low spots. Now this particular area right here, there was a lot of water that kind of settled in this area, so I wanted to level this out as much as possible, even though I didn't get any scalping from my mower, but I still wanted to try to level it out since I had the dirt. But I added dirt in a whole bunch of low spots throughout the whole entire lawn. And yes, I was back here doing this when it was sprinkling on me. Now basically what I did was I pulled out my stinger, aka I call it my bumblebee, and I ran that over this whole entire area. Now that is an aerator and it's made to pull plugs, but the neat thing about it is it has a level where you can be able to set the depth on how deep you want to pour those plugs. And I wasn't just trying to so much pull cords, I was just trying to break up the first few inches of dirt so that I can be able to level everything out, and it does a fantastic job in that. Of course, I was not going deep with it. I just wanted to rough up the area, and that's exactly what I did. The next thing that I did was I went ahead and put my seed down according to the square footage that I was basically covering, and I went ahead and put my seed down. I sprayed my fertilizer back here. I used the Simple Lawn Solution 618-0, and I went ahead and sprayed that back here on this particular extra part for the test plot. On this particular area over here, I put my grass seed down, did everything I'm supposed to do, fertilizer and all of that, and I added peat moss from over there all the way to over there where you see that grass basically stop. From that particular area coming over here to this area, I did not add any peat moss at all. I still added my Simple Lawn Solutions and all those things. Did the same thing over here. It's just that this area I covered up the seed with peat moss. This area I didn't. And yes, we did have a windstorm. I got to get back here and pick these sticks up, but you see the coverage of what it looks like. This is the area where it did not have any type of peat moss at all. And then you can see this area over here, you can still see some of the peat moss a little bit, and you can see the straight line that went straight across. And this is the area that did get peat moss. For the most part, we're getting some germination back here. Now what you're seeing, we're on day number 13. That's the kind of germination we have. Of course, I put down the same type of grass seed that is in the original test plot, which is turf type tall fescue, and it has 15% bluegrass in this mix as well. Now, I do have some weed pressure that is coming up, which is something that I just knew that was going to happen. The only thing that was back there was brush and nothing but weeds. So I knew that I was going to have that issue, but that's not anything that I'm particularly worried about. But my main focus is just growing the grass. Let me throw this disclaimer in there, because generally whenever you're doing a renovation, you're doing it in the fall time when your temperatures are coming back down. Now, I'm doing this in the springtime because, for one, I got rid of all of the brush, I cut all of the trees back, and I didn't want to just have dirt just laying all over the place. I wanted to go ahead and add some grass there so that I won't have a whole bunch of Forgive the fighter jets. Hey man, anything can happen when you're recording live, right? Now, the main reason why I did it is because I didn't want to have a bunch of weeds just growing back here, because that is eventually what have happened. And I know that I'm going against the grain as far as seeding in the springtime. Yes, you're going to have that challenge where that heat can basically be beaten down on that brand new grass and it can potentially kill it. Yes, you're going to have that challenge where you're going to have those temperatures that are going to be hot sometimes, and then sometimes you're going to get cold freezing temperatures where you're going to get frost, and that could potentially damage your brand new grass seed. Yes, you're going to have that challenge where you have lawn funguses that's going to see that brand new grass and it's going to say, yummy, yummy, get in my tummy. I already knew that I'm going to have all those challenges, but I like going against the grain, and that's the reason why I went ahead and done this. And of course, once everything is successful, you can be able to follow the tips in this video, and they can be able to help you out if you are approached with the same similar situation. Once again, I thank you all for tuning in. This is Polo from Polo Fields Lawn Service. Y'all have a blessed one, and I'll see y'all in the next one.